Hello friends, welcome back to our session. This is Ramtar here and I hope that everybody is doing well in this pandemic situation. Today we are going to discuss about the understanding of volume solids of the paint. Volume solids of the paint means what's left after the paint dries. So before discussing about the detailed in volume solid, first we have to know what is a volume solid. So to understand the volume solid, it is helpful to know what type of ingredients are used to make paint, and paint consists of four types of ingredients everybody is know. First one is a resin, then pigment, then vehicle, then additives. So what is a resin, what is a pigment, what is a vehicle, and what is a additives, we have to know. The resin, it's like a glue-like material that turns from a liquid to a solid to form a film. Means once we form a film, then this liquid material turns from liquid to solid. We are using a number of resins in the paint manufacturing, like alkyd resins, urethane resins. Urethanes means polyurethane resins, acrylic resins, epoxy resins, and vinyl resins. Then coming on pigment. So it's a solid particles that provide color, opacity, strength, corrosion protection, etc. For example, uh, titanium dioxide, calcium carbonate, talc, iron oxide are these are example of pigment. Then vehicle. So vehicle means it's a solvent or thinner or water could be. A liquid that reduces the viscosity of resin and pigment to provide a vehicle to make application possible, means it helps in application. For example, water, xylene, mineral spirits, and MEK. Then comes on additives. So additives means it's a additive that enhance characteristics of the paint, means it increase the functionality of paint and its uh, properties of the paint. For example, like dryers help to dry the paint, and deformers help to reduce the foams, adhesion promoters help to get perfect adhesion, UV inhibitors help to enhance the UV exterior durability. So friends, coming on next topic, here we'll discuss about we'll understanding the relationship between the thickness of a bed and dry paint. So the amount of volume solids determines how thick the paint layer will be after it has dried. Means once paint will dry, so how much thickness you will get, that depends on the volume solids. So as the vehicle means water and solvent, once it get evaporate, transforming the coating from wet to dry, means your coating will transform from wet to dry, and the coating layer sinks and it will shrink, right? So it's a direct proportion to the volume solids of the coating, means how much coating is going to sink. It should totally depend on the volume solids of your paint. So we know that paints having pigment, binder, solvent, additive. So we know solvent will evaporate after the film formation. Additives having very small amount like 1%. So generally for volume solid we consider pigment and binder. So for example, we assume that our pigment having 7% pigment. Sorry, our paint having 7% pigment, 36% binder. So total volume solid uh, that will remain in the film after it will get dry, that will called volume solid. So for example, it means it's having 43% total volume solid, and here we know that these are pigment particles and this is a resin. So we applied paint with the 6 mil and bed film. Then once it get dries, it will shrink after the evaporating of all vehicles, and your paint having 43% volume solid. So the total solvent and water will evaporate after the drying, and you will get DFT, means dry film thickness, that will be the 2.6 mil dry. So later we discuss how we can calculate the dry film thickness. Now continue with volume solids. So the combination of pigment and resin equals to the volume solids. As we have already discussed that volume solids is nothing, it's a amount of pigment and resin that remains in the coating after it has dried. So you know that pigment, binder, solvent, additives, these are the part of our paint. So by volume, pigment 7%, binder 36%. So volume solid is equal to what remains after the vehicle solvent water evaporates. Means it is that which has remained in the coating after the drying of paint film. Then how could we measure bed film thickness and dry film thickness? Means how can we measure the WFT and dry film thickness? What's a formula? So you know that volume solids of the coating, you can use a bed film thickness gauge. If you know the volume solids of coatings, and for WFT, means to check the bed film thickness, you can use bed film thickness gauge. Then you can easily calculate the dry film thickness without using any kind of DFT meter. So you know that volume solid is equal to WFT upon DFT. This is the formula. So for example, we have considered that our paint having volume solid 43%, and by checking the DFT with the WFT with wet film thickness gauge, we got 60 mil. Then uh, we have to we have to know the DFT of the paint. So you know that we'll put values here. 43%, then DFT is equal to 43% means volume solid into 6, WFT divided by 100, because volume solids are in percentage. So you will get DFT almost 2.6 mil thickness. So this is a WFT gauge through which you can just you can calculate the WFT of the paint. Just what you have to do, you have to put that gauge on the bed film, and how much that it is having some kind of uh, some kind of oh, sorry some kind of scale that will go inside the film, and you can easily find out the WFT of the gauge, how much depth it's covering. Then why we have to know about the volume solid, what's the role of the volume solid, how many benefits it provide to us. So actually it allows you to compare the true cost of different paint. So if you are having for example, one paint having 43% solid and another having 20% solid, so you can compare the properties of the paint. Those paint having less solid, they will provide you less properties, and those are having best more solid, they will give you best properties compared to less solid. It allows you to predict how much paint must be applied to obtain a or coverage coverage substrate. Means if you are having more solid, you will get a fully cover and fully hiding on the substrate. If you are having less solids in your paint, you won't be able to get a perfect finish, perfect DFT, and perfect coverage. And third one, it allows you to control the quality of the paint. Means you know that almost after drying the paint, there will be only pigment and resins, so any only solids. So that properties like adhesion, your exterior durability, all these things depends on the volume solids, and it allows you to avoid production delays. Means how much you are going to product, and if you are having a enough means accurate solids, then you will get a perfect formula, you will get a perfect product. So it will also reduce the production delays. So thank you guys watching this session, and I hope that everybody would like this, and it will really helpful for you if you will go thoroughly with this video. Thank you again, thanks your time.